Mark, obviously, I know you had to kind of embrace the grind in that last one, a hard-fought victory for you. I guess what did you take out of that performance?
Last fight, it was a win. I love winning. I love growing, and that was a fight that really pushed me to grow. So, great fight.
Very nice. And I guess in the time since, family getting adjusted to being here now, right? Everybody's here in Arizona. I guess what is that taking up most of your time? Getting the family adjusted, or what's life like for you?
Life is good. I mean, we are living the American dream. We're living the ultimate fighting championship dream. I moved over with my family, wife, 2 kids. We are living down in Scottsdale, Phoenix. I'm surrounded with some of the best coaches in the game at Fight Ready. Have guys like Henry Cejudo to help and guide me in this process. So it's great. It's always a challenge moving from one country to another. The things that you probably take for granted, like credit score, having a bank account, insurance, healthcare insurance. I mean, so many things that I had to dive into, but we're settled, and it's great. I mean, it's cloudy today in Vegas, but it's usually always sunny in Paradise Valley down in in Arizona, which is kind of a shift from the weather I'm used to in Denmark.
A little chilly up there. Well, obviously you were supposed to fight Drakkar Klose here. He'd been calling you out pretty steadily. I guess, were you excited for that matchup? Were you excited to maybe get in there and have that fight before it fell apart?
I'm still excited to fight Drakkar Klose. I can't wait to get in there and punch my right hand through his face. He called me out early. He's been going at it on social media. Even told me to meet him at Mayo Clinic. I actually went there. He was supposed to have a surgery. I asked at the front desk. Nobody heard about Drakkar. Nobody seen him. He wasn't on any manifest, on any list. So I don't know what's going on with Drakkar. I know he pulled out, but let me send the message out right here. I'm ready to fight Drakkar Klose anytime. And if it's a case of him not being injured as severely as some people say, I'm ready to go tomorrow.
You were going to fight this man at a hospital?
I was going to fight Drakkar Klose anywhere he wanted to, even at a hospital.
All right. Well, instead you get Grant Dawson. Instead, I guess a short change.
Let me go over the game plan. Kick the crutches, punch him in the face. I don't know if Mayo Clinic is paying for that, but anywhere you wanted it.
I think we should just keep talking about this. But we'll talk about Grant Dawson, I guess. What do you think about him as opponent? Have you had much of a chance to really break him down? Obviously a short notice fight here.
Short notice fight. So far, great matchup. Undefeated versus undefeated in the UFC. There's always a nice ring to that. Grant is, he's been dominating with his wrestling, with his grappling. He has some amazing skills in the areas where I also have amazing skills. So I'm excited. It's a great matchup, and this is really a fight that will put me towards the top 15, the big fights, and going in there, putting a clinic on Grant Dawson, getting a dominant win, and really putting him away is going to put me on the map.
So what if the UFC comes to you and they say, look, we can give you a top 10 guy or we can give you Drakkar Klose? What do you do?
Listen, I can beat Drakkar Klose on a Friday and then fight Saturday. So I'll probably get around that. I don't know how long Drakkar is going to be out, but as I told you guys, I'll fight him anywhere he wants it.
Last thing for me, knowing this should kind of catapult you into the rankings or at least a ranked opponent. Is a decision enough here? Is just a win enough here? Do you feel like you got to do something to really make a statement, or is it just get the victory and move forward?
I'm going to go out there and put a clinic on Grant Dawson. He was very eager getting this fight, as I've heard. So And I also did my research. I know he was a part of Mateusz Gamrot's fight camp. I know he's been putting in the work. I know he feels ready, but I mean, I'm going to go out there. I'm going to drag him to a place he hasn't been before. And I am going to finish Grant Dawson this Saturday.
Hey, Mark. This is your second fight this year. How does it feel to be active again? This is the first time you fought twice in the UFC in your UFC career. So how does that feel?
Feels amazing having 2 fights in 1 year. On the one hand, on the other hand, I've been ready since May. Honestly, I've been ready since May. I've been calling guys out. I've been telling my manager I'm ready, and I'm ready to go.
You know, it feels like your name isn't being talked about a bunch. You know, you being an Olympian, undefeated. Is it just because you feel like you haven't been active, so your name's just not out there enough?
Honestly, I don't care if people talk about my name or not. I do think it has something to do with the Danish culture, which is based on being very polite, being very humble, which is not a thing that is gaining attraction in the UFC. So I moved over. I have great guys around me. I actually went up to Portland and visited Chael Sonnen. I sat down with Chael Sonnen and Henry Cejudo, small round table. Had a great talk, with 2 amazing people in this sport, and gained some insight. So let's see.
So are we expecting you to be a trash talker from now on, or is the Danish culture just will not let you do that?
If I do too much trash talking, I'll probably be hanged on the square when I get back home to Denmark. So no, I think the lesson I took with me from the visit in Portland was actually turn up your own personality. So I do come from a great nation of Vikings. I don't know if we need to bring that into play, the whole Valhalla and what are they called, Loki and stuff. But the Danes can have fun too.
Thank you.
When you're sitting around a table with Chael Sonnen and Henry Cejudo, just how few words do you get to say throughout that dinner?
Very few.
I thought so.
And I think that's the whole point. Learning, listening, and I have to be honest, sitting there listening to Chael Sonnen with my English, I think it's pretty good, but still the pace and all the things coming out that I was supposed to take notes of, it was just an incredible pace. And I truly believe him when he says, I have a different skill set, because Chael Sonnen is amazing when it comes to explaining himself.
Undefeated and undisputed.
Undefeated, undisputed, and one of the greatest to ever do it.
Just one for me. You gave your opponent credit. You said he was a decent wrestler. You said he had good wrestling. But for somebody on the outside, if they were looking at this fight and they say, okay, these are 2 guys, both of them are good at wrestling. Explain the difference of your level of wrestling and your opponent's level of wrestling.
I'm going to show the difference on Saturday. I'm going to show the difference in wrestling. I'm also going to show the difference in grappling. Keep in mind, I'm a white belt. Grant Dawson is a brown belt. Imagine coming into a gym, you're wearing your gi, your black belt, and then you have an Olympic wrestler opposed to you. He's a white belt. I mean, you're probably not going to feel like a black belt when you go in there. So I'm going to show the difference on Saturday.
Awesome. Best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.